And now, live from the studios of WHUC, this is Real Talk, where we get you something to talk about.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on another edition of Real Talk. I'm your host, Dejanae Antoine, and today we have someone who is used to sitting in the same chair as me. A Hinds Community College Utica campus graduate and now a proud multimedia journalist and reporter at WJTV 12 News, Ms. TALK-Delesha Banks. Let's give her a warm round of applause. Now, can you tell me about where you're from and your educational background?
So I was born and raised in Camden, Mississippi. It's a very rural town, kind of similar to Utica. I grew up there all of my life, country born and raised, I like to call it. Basically, that allowed me to have humble beginnings. I went to Velma Jackson High School, also in Camden, where I learned a lot of different fundamentals of camera work. There they had a great program called the Digital Media Academy at the time, and that allowed me to really navigate my way through my college journey and landed me here at Hinds in Utica.
Okay, so after Hinds Community College Utica campus, where did you go?
So after Hinds, I transitioned to Alcorn, where I majored in mass communications. There I learned basically to further exemplify the skills that I learned here at Hinds in Utica, to put those into full effect and to continue being a strong journalist that I have always been.
Okay, so was journalism your first choice for a career path?
No, it wasn't, girl, believe it or not. I always had fashion design in the back of my mind, interior design in the back of my mind, just something pertaining to design. I knew I wanted to be creative, to always design something and put my little touch on things. So no, it wasn't always journalism, but it kind of made sense. It makes sense now, so yeah.
You do a really good job at it.
Thank you.
So considering that you are an alumni from Hinds Community College Utica campus and a past member of the award-winning program Radio and Television, does sitting in this seat feel kind of surreal to you?
It kind of does, actually. Even just walking up those stairs, opening the door here to the building just feel kind of surreal. I still feel like I'm a student journalist in so many ways. I'm just getting paid to do it now. So yeah, just seeing you students sitting where I once sat, it just makes me feel really good that the work that I did put in here really paid off, and that the work that you guys are doing here is going to pay off for you guys too. So.
Okay. With all that you've learned being in the radio and television program, how do you apply those skills to when you enter the news industry?
So basically, being strong-willed and strong-minded, knowing first that you are more than capable of getting the job done, and then actually going and doing it, that's kind of how that whole thing goes. Being a multimedia journalist is not easy, as you should know. You guys have to go out and do pretty much everything by yourselves. So me being a multimedia journalist in the real news world, I'm doing the same thing that you guys are doing. Just like I said, getting paid for it. But that's not what I prioritize. The money part is not what I prioritize. It's the telling the stories, getting those facts and information out there to those who may be inquiring about it at home, watching me on television, not really knowing what's going on, and me being able to be the voice for the voiceless and to get those things out there to them so they can stay informed on what's going on in their communities, in the world, things of that nature.
Okay. We're having a great time talking to Ms. Banks so far, and we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, more information. Y'all stay tuned with Real Talk.
When it comes to different topics around the Hinds community, Real Talk is the answer.
The alumni who have graduated from the program.
A lot of that is them getting to know me.
This is the show that talks about lifestyle, culture, fashion, art, and having you in the know of what's going on across the Utica campus and the entire community college of Hinds. Be sure to watch Real Talk exclusively on Hinds' very own WHUC.
And now, Real Talk continues.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Dejanae Antoine, and for those who are just now joining us, we have Ms. TALK-Delesha Banks, former Hinds Community College Utica campus student and reporter on WJTV 12 News. So, Ms. TALK-Delesha, how did the job opportunity for WJTV come about?
Basically, using my connections. I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Timothy Chrysler. He was always there for me since day one, especially as a student journalist. He always made sure that he drilled in my head, like, Banks, make sure you get your stuff together now before you graduate so you can have something secure when you do graduate. So being able to have him in my corner supporting me full on was something that really helped. He was also the person that was able to reach out to my now boss to basically let him know the type of person that I was as a journalist, as a student, just an overall person in general. And basically, I wouldn't say vouch for me, but to basically like say, hey, this is a good person that I'm exposing you to. So I think you guys should take a chance, and they took a chance on me, and now we're here.
So what are some of the pros and cons of being a news reporter, especially in Jackson, Mississippi at the time?
I want to start off with the cons. Almost every other day, unfortunately, something happens crime related. There are going to be times where you have to go out and cover stories that you may not want to cover, talk to families that may be in the midst of grieving, but you have to put your own personal feelings aside and try to be as respectful as possible and talk to those people and see how they feel. It's been countless amounts of times where I've talked to families and they're just fed up with the way how things have been going and they want to see a change. And me as a reporter, I want to see a change as well. So that's why I continue to muster up the courage and strength to share those stories and those emotions of those people to other people. So in hopes of a change potentially coming to the city. The pros, I've learned a lot about myself, the craft, the career, the news industry, just the field in general, the different things that you have to do on a daily basis. Really, it's really more so character development. It really builds your character. So the person that I once was in so many ways, she's much stronger. She's much more diligent. She's more hardworking. She's more headstrong, and she knows how to work quick. The cons as well, deadline. It helps you work very fast at a fast pace, being able to get all of the things that you have to do done in a timely manner in order for your work to go up when the producers and assignment editors and things of that nature need it to be done. So.
Okay. Well, lastly, being a reporter is a very busy job, and you just explained it. So, like, how do you juggle having a social life, your mental health, and just doing day-by-day activities?
So it's all about what you make it, basically. You have to know when to prioritize one and to when to lay another down. So I know the day before or the day after I go to work and things of that nature, I try to get my mind set and focused for the day. Like, okay, so what are my story ideas that I'm going to present? How should I present it? What would the people say? How would this affect the community? How would this help the community? Things of that nature. And you just have to really just foreplan things beforehand. And you also just have to know how to not allow outside things to interfere with your work, your craft. That's so important because that could allow you to get distracted and you won't be able to work as effectively as you would as if you hadn't had those distractions and things of that nature. So like being on social media, I know social media is like a big thing nowadays, and you see a lot of journalists and reporters around the world, they try to tie their work into their social media and stuff like that. I've also done that before. I've done a get ready with me or come to work with me, so to speak, just so people can see kind of what my weekend entails of being an MMJ. But you have to know how to be careful and not to overly consume yourself with social media or to allow social media to overly consume you. You just have to find balance, you know, and whatever works best for you. Above all, make it work for you. So.
Okay, thank you. I would like to thank everybody for Ms. TALK-Delesha Banks for spending some time and sharing great knowledge. Remember to like us on Facebook at Radio and Television Production and subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up to date on all stories surrounding Hinds Community College. You're watching Real Talk. Until next time.